Yo, what is going on, everybody? My name is Trey. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be making kind of like a fantasy updated Chris Jericho. So as you know, Chris Jericho is in AEW. He's been competing in New Japan since leaving WWE, and he's been freaking sick. I love his character now, and he's just amazing. He is the Painmaker. But yes, today we're going to be making kind of like a fantasy Chris Jericho, kind of how he wears his attire today. And I saw this on Instagram, and I forget his name, so I apologize, but I'm going to put it on the screen right now. And yeah, I saw this, and I thought this was a great idea, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. So the main part that I'll be using today is these Baron Corbin lowers, just like this. This is kind of like what his pants are, I guess. So we're going to be putting knee pads on here. We're going to swap the torso and the head, of course. And yeah, I'll basically show you how to do it. Also going to be giving you some kind of like customizing tips, like how to torso crack. So if you do enjoy this video, please leave a like, and I'll be sure to do more. But let's get straight into it. So guys, first let's go ahead and run through all the parts that we'll be needing. The first and main thing, we're going to be using a hair dryer. Now this is just to heat up the torso. You know, you heat up parts with this. You can swap arms, do all that kind of cool stuff. But we're going to be using it for a torso crack today. You can also torso crack using water. I just find this the easiest. The next thing we're going to be using is a flathead screwdriver like this. It doesn't have to be this short, but I just find this the most easiest to use. You know, you might have this in your garage or something, or just some kind of tool bin. Yeah, just a normal flathead screwdriver. And then finally, we have a box cutter, and you know, just a blade comes out just like that. And geez, I have to clean this thing. But yes, this is just you know, to slide through the waist part of the torso, and yeah, you'll see what I mean by that as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get this torso crack going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this torso down like this, and I usually just set this blow dryer up beside it. I hope nothing flies around here. But then what I do is I just turn it on, and I let it sit there for about, I don't know, like a minute or two. Sometimes, depending on the hair dryer you have, it might be faster than that. But I'm just going to put you guys in a time lapse, and I'll show you what I do when it is all heated up. Okay, so I'd say it's about done being heated up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our figure and we're going to take our flathead screwdriver and we're just going to pry it into, you know, this little like hole spot where it goes into the shoulder. You can take your arms if you want to. I'm not going to. And you're just going to like, you know, kind of push back on here until you hear a crack just like that. Make sure you heat it up long enough. I heated mine up for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. So then what we're going to do is we're going to do it on the other side. Let me get this out of here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, push it on the other side here. See if you can see that there. And, you know, just kind of pry it open on both sides for a while. You can see mine is opening up on the back there. So, there you go. I pretty much have it all the way cracked, as you can see, and the arms just fall out just like that. So, that's a good sign here. We might want to heat this up a little more because it is a little jammed in there. Oh, nope, it's just going to come off here. And boom, there you have it. Kind of a clean crack. Not my best crack I have done. But want to make sure you take care of this. This is a vital part. It goes in the torso right about here. But we don't need that anymore. So we're just going to go and put these to the side here. So then you can go ahead and take that off. So now what you are left with is just this middle part. Now usually this middle part needs a little more heating up to do, but what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead, take this blade out, and you're going to cut it in the seam right about here. You can kind of see it leaves a crease for you already there. Yeah, and we're just going to push through that, but we're going to go ahead and heat it up a little bit more, so I'll cut back to you when we are done with that. Okay, so that should be good heating it up. I left it there for about another 45 seconds. But what we're going to do now, like I said, take our blade out, make sure it's fully extended. And I like the bigger box cutters like this, the more bulkier ones, because, you know, you just feel kind of more safe. You might not cut yourself or slip, and it's something to grip onto. But as you see, I'm pushing down in right here, and I could probably have heated this up a little bit more, but I just push this blade down in here. It should be a little more softer if you do heat it up long enough. But as you can see, I'm in the middle here, and I'm just gonna push it back and forth, I guess you would say. Here's another view of it, just, you know, pushing it back and forth. in the seam. We're gonna go ahead and just slide this in here. And as you can see, that peg is sliding right out of there. And boom, right off she goes. And there you have these two little parts. Again, not my cleanest crack, but you know, you see them go back together there. And finally, at the end, we have our lowers. And of course, you could use the rest of the torso to put onto other figures like to do. So now it's time to put our torso on this. Now, there are many different torso choices that work. Chris Jericho, I mean, the basic ones that WWE always gave us, which was the Daniel Bryan torso. And then there's other alternatives that you can use, like the Shinsuke Nakamura, which I'm going to be using today. And there's also my personal favorite, which I sadly do not have, and that is the William Regal torso. But you're probably wondering, what in the world is on top of here? Well, this is just something that comes with some other figures that when you crack them, you know, this is something that will come out of it. And it helps from just a really wobbly torso. There's other alternatives if you do have a really wobbly torso or spinny torso than using one of these. But this is just something that Mattel sometimes gives us, and I'm going to be using today because I know for a fact that Shinsuke Nakamura torso will be very spinny on here. So yes, I'm going to use this little thing on here. Like I said, there's other alternatives you can go like stuffing stuff in there. But what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the Shinsuke Nakamura torso that I have already cracked before. Sorry I didn't get to show you that. But I'm going to go ahead and set it on there just like so. So you can see it all fits into place there. And I'm going to take the back of that and I'm just going to go and squeeze that part in just like so. So now we have that on there. And so far, I just think this looks crazy because, you know, I can kind of already see the Chris Jericho coming because I just think the Shinsuke Nakamura just looks just like his torso. So what we're going to do now is we are going to spin it around and we are going to take our back piece. Now, remember what I told you earlier about that little black thing that comes with every single torso? Yes, I have that already shoved in there. You can kind of see where you want it. And we're going to go ahead and put this on the torso. So now you know it's fitting together pretty nice, and we're gonna go and, well, don't want to take the back piece yet. We're gonna go and take the arms, and starting with the first arm, you can always tell which is right and left. The right one always has the flat end on it, so you can kind of see like the little peg there. It's flat on the end, so you can just go ahead and shove that in on the right arm. And then, which I have this customized tatted up arm, which looks sick. That goes on the left side because you can tell it's not flat. It has that little bump on the end there. So boom, there you have it. They go in just like that. And we can take our back piece and shove it in there as well. So it all just clicks in like so. Make sure you get it all in there. And boom, there you have our torso. Now, another thing you can do is glue it, which I highly recommend if you do have a super loose torso that keeps coming apart up here, and that is gluing it so it'll stick back together just like your Mattel torso. But you know, I think mine is pretty much fine. It stays together well, so I'm not going to be doing that today. And then finally, we can put on their head, but I'm going to be putting on our jackets, or our custom shirts from custom_figure_shirts over on Instagram. Very cool. Alpha Club, Jericho. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and throw that on here before I put the head on. Really completes a figure. And then we're going to throw on our scarf, which I wish I had a black one, but sadly this is the one I have. And then we're going to take our Jericho head, which I do have already carved out there. If you want a tutorial on how to carve out heads, I mean, I'm not the best for it. I'm sure you can find some. But yes, basically you just take a box cutter or your X-Acto knife, heat it up, and then you kind of carve to a bigger space there. And then we can go ahead and plop that on top here so I can push it in without having to heat it up. And look at that. This is looking sick. There's just one more thing that we need to do for this, and that is put on the knee pads, which I'll get to right now. So basically all I do when taking off boots to put on knee pads is I just set up against the hairdryer like so, make sure it is balanced, and then I just turn it on and boom, you're ready to start heating up. So I'll see you guys when we are done with that. Okay, so the boots should be heated up enough. I'm going to take the one off, and it should come off pretty smoothly. There we go. So this is the left, so I'm going to leave it on the left side there. And then here we go, the second one. And boom, there is the right one. So what I'm going to be using is just these like gray and black knee pads. I might paint them up to all black one day. Maybe if I post this soon on my Instagram, you'll see what I mean. But I'm going to go ahead, find which side it goes, and I think it goes on this side because you can kind of see where it goes on a little slope up that way. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this on there. Alright, there, that is on, and now what we could do is slide on the other one. So I believe, yes, it goes up this way. And boom, that one is on as well. Now if they are still heated up, which I hope they are, we're going to go ahead and hopefully just pressure these back on here. We may have to heat them up again. Yeah, that seems what it's gonna be. Or wait, maybe. Oh, and yes, I actually just applied some more pressure and we got it on there. Hopefully that one works too. And oh, sweet victory. We got them both on. And there you have it. Well, there you guys have it. It is complete. Updated AEW / New Japan Chris Jericho. There's a bunch of different things you can add onto this, so like his coat or his hat that he always wears. And, you know, yeah, this will be super sick, but, you know, I'm not going for anything super special, just trying to have kind of like a fantasy updated one. And, yeah, I really like this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if you guys do, go ahead and try it out. Be sure to go and DM me on Instagram. I'd love to see them. But thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.